this chair. All I did was sit down.
Fat ass.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to our first inaugural special beer review, whale review maybe.
I like humpbacks.
Humpback. It's our humpback review. People will have no idea what the heck the clickbait title means. And even though this is, I think this series will probably be focused on beers, special beers, and rare to find, hard to find beers. We're starting off with a mead for the first edition, and so we're already on the wrong foot. This is a mead of fairly high renown, Superstition Brewing, or Meadery, Berry White. This is the plain version. There's not I know there are other versions that are like strawberry or blueberry or something. And we're going to give this a try and share our thoughts.
So is there supposed to be any other added to it? Is it it's a black currant and green tea leaves with maple and vanilla syrup mead, or?
As our first gold medal winner at the Mazer Cup International competition, Berry White represents the beginning, blah, blah, blah. Honey wine with natural flavors. I'm sure there's more going on than it's just honey wine. I assumed with the word berry and white in it that it was like white chocolate and raspberry or something, but I don't know. Let's just pull that up.
Berry White made it.
Real Superstition.
That's something I was supposed to say.
A mead produced by Berry White.
Who knew? What is it made with?
Sexual feeling.
Yeah, apparently it's raspberry and white chocolate, supposedly. All right, let's try it.
Cool.
Ooh, wow, that's a thick, it smells velvety, if that makes any sense. It's really deep and layered. It's like a cake, and it smells like raisin and plum, and the rich. It's like black raspberry jam. Is what it smells like to me, with obviously something. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's sweet. Oh my gosh. It's a bit cloying. But it's tasty though.
I wish somebody would just make a regular old mead that was good. But I will say I can get white chocolate and the raspberry, but it's fairly muted compared to the honey taste, which isn't common. These other ones, well, every other mead known to man has at least two other flavors added.
Can I have a word? I think I've figured out something I want to say over here.
Let's turn to Ricky and see what he thinks.
Yeah. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I know what they have to say is important and everything, but when I take a sip of this stuff,
Cody.
That's good stuff. I kind of just want to pour it onto a piece of bread with some peanut butter and just eat it like a peanut butter and mead jelly sandwich.
Well, thank you for interrupting us, Ricky, so you can tell us that.
Yeah, no problem.
We appreciate it. We'll come back to you sometime. Can't do strobe lights, Cody. We'll have to put an epilepsy warning. Blinking lights.
But yeah, every other mead has at least two flavors in it going on. Just stupid, largely. But and this one's a little too sweet. But at least the
I'm not.
The honey is front and center, whereas the other two flavors are very complementary as compared to other ones where I'm like, oh, this is a green tea and cherry, and oh yeah, I guess the backbone's honey, but
I'm gonna disagree in that it being too sweet. I think it's like with when we try a bourbon for a second, it's like, whoa, wow, that's high alcohol. I think if you drink this for a while, it'll tame, and you'll be able to drink it and be like, okay, all right. Especially if you're drinking a lot of meads, like this isn't gonna kick your ass in terms of sweetness. It is sweet. It's extremely sweet, and it's very sticky. I mean, this is like drinking like melted candy that like turned into syrup in your hands, you know. But it is very sweet. And I also think
there's 3 different styles. There's like semi-sweet, sweet, and whatever, and dry. So like, I mean, yeah, I guess.
There's mellow, which is what this is because it has fruit in it.
I just prefer like more semi-sweet, kind of like it's sweet, but.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely sweet. It's sweeter than any beer you'll find ever, of course. So it's a very sweet drink, and it's sweeter than maybe the average mead, which is saying a lot. I'm also probably going to take a different stance. I think the black raspberry stands out to me more than the honey flavor does. I mean, the honey is like it's a foundation, so it's like it's there no matter where you're looking in the experience. But to me, the black raspberry taints the whole thing, and the white chocolate adds kind of maybe a comparable to vanilla, but not quite that. It's obviously it's a little more sugary and less like rich and layered like a vanilla would be. But it's there, and it's kind of more like a lacing thing, and it adds a little bit to the back end. But I think the raspberry here is my personal feeling of what gets the spotlight. Because I mean, every mead is going to have honey as a flavor.
Excuse me, I have something else I like to add over here. If that's okay.
It's what we agreed to, I guess. So.
Let me tell you something else you can do with this kind of mead. You can get a few scoops of ice cream and just pour it on there and have yourself a little mead sundae, baby. You got your raspberry. Hold on a second.
What is that you're drinking out of?
This is a children's frozen mug. Got all the important characters on there, especially Olaf.
Okay.
And oh my god, I can't do it.
Howdy.
I can't do it. I'm trying to be serious over here. And you know what, really? You add a few sprinkles on top of that mead sundae, and that will really add a little kick to the sundae.
Okay, so Rick's idea for this $80 mead is to pour it on ice cream. Okay, got it.
Or a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
What type of jelly? Oh, you can match the jellies. Black raspberry and peanut butter.
Rhubarb.
Rhubarb. Yeah, to me this is like berry juice or jam. It's more of a jam because it's so sticky. Like it's honestly it's not something I would drink on like a hot summer's day. But it tastes good, and if it's someone who doesn't like beer, this might be a good alternative. Any other thoughts?
Not really, just price is prohibitive.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what I paid for it, but I think this will run you at least $60. If you had to rate it out of like 100, what would you give it?
On a scale of meads,
if you're going to compare it to other meads, maybe throw out what you're like something that you would consider a really good mead, if you know one. No. Okay.
No.
Get Adrian.
I've got ready 2 mead peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and 3 mead ice cream sundaes.
2 different scales at once. What was that, Richard?
2 mead peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and 3 mead ice cream sundaes. So this is good on a hot summer's day. So stick that up your butt, Adrian.
So Rick's going on the lunchbox scale, I guess, of great. This is devolved into madness.
It's like an 88, maybe.
That's fair.
Good. I've definitely had a couple better, but it's pretty good.
A couple better meads. I would say, yeah, that's pretty fair. I think I'll go up to 90. What I like about this, well, for one, it's this. I've seen this get messed up before. When you're having fruit flavors, to me, you want to make it kind of thicker, and especially, and obviously, throwing in the white chocolate, you're going to want something that's going to be hefty, and this, I think, it captures that. It's not bland, for sure. It's a good flavor combination. It's unique at the very least, but also I think they go fairly well together, because if they went with like fudge, I think that would probably ruin this. But they went with white fudge or white chocolate, and that adds kind of a complement to the deep, rich berry flavor. So I like that, and it's kind of a classic. It's not that old of a mead, but it's kind of a newer, modern classic in the terms of meads, and they've added a lot of the additional like variants to it. And that's fine. I don't probably have any desire to go find those and try them out. The original is definitely worth trying, I think. I'll probably go 90 out of 100. It's so thick, I think it could probably be diluted just a little bit.
My thoughts are the couple that I had were obviously older, more standard meads, not the newer style of like having 8 different flavors that I hate. But the one that was the best was a raspberry mead that I've had, and that kind of made me think. And it's also like really thick and like decadent. It's not nearly as sweet, but like super rich and really flavorful.
Yeah.
Which makes me think. For me, I'm a little different, but for me, if they made the same thing, but I don't know to what extent they do this or what they put in, if they would do just this, but like without the white chocolate, I would like it a lot more, even because it'd be a little less sweet, and it would just be straight like there's mead and there's blackberry, like not doing too much here at once. It's just it's not just honey. We get another flavor in there, but it'd still be thick and decadent and still sweet, but not too sweet. And then I think it would be a bigger hit for me, but it's still pretty dang good.
Possibly, though, if you take the white chocolate out, you're going to start going into tart territory. Also, there's a ton of raspberry meads out there. Not that that's anything wrong with that. And obviously, if you just do something well, really well, you could still stand out from the pack if you do it well enough. I think this has a reputation for a reason, though. I think it's a flavor combo that's you're not really seeing out there already in the market, and so it provides something different to a crowd that might be like, we've tried already a dozen raspberry meads, so I think adding that in, there's a place for that. But obviously, if you're like Cody, you prefer kind of more of your middle ground in terms of intensity, you like something a little bit more old school, or you're just not someone that can tolerate like excessive amounts of sweetness, like this might not be for you.
I would say too, like there's kind of like a place for both, because like obviously it's all about like making your unique flavors, and they got like frickin' smoothie beers and like like it's our this is our whatever smoothie IPA. This is our.
But they're good.
This is our. No, I didn't say they're bad.
I know.
It was like, this is our Midwest, South Side of the Sea, summertime IPA, and you're like, what the is this bull crap? Like, but like that's okay, And sometimes you want to try like, it's a pecan pie, vanilla s'mores stout. Like, that's really interesting, and like that keeps it fresh and fun. But sometimes I just want to have like the freaking
like a stout or an IPA.
Whatever a good stout is. I can't remember now. But yeah, or just like an IPA. Like I just want like a freaking sometimes you just want a Pliny or something. Obviously not that good, but like it's not exciting at all. It's old school. There's nothing interesting about it. It's just very good. Mm-hmm. I just want kind of that sometimes. It's fun to explore and experiment, but sometimes I just want something that's set in a good foundation and is just maybe not interesting, but just it's still interesting tasting. It just doesn't have like 80 different unique things to it. But there's a place for both.
Yeah. So, it was cool. It was a nice thing to start off with for our inaugural edition. We'll try to have some more coming up. I know already we might have a couple of beers in the works, and we'll let you know if we find anything else that's rare. Let us know if there's anything out there that you think we should try.
I have one final thought on this matter.
Jesus. Yes, Richard.
Yeah. I, myself, would just like to say...
The magic grab bag of questions.
Pleasure.
Dream vacation, question mark.
Like where, I guess?
I would kind of want to go Hawaii, but if I like a passport, I've always wanted to go to Australia, but I've kind of heard like mixed things with that. I think most people say New Zealand's cooler than Australia. So I guess mine would be New Zealand.
Okay. Cody? Like, while you're thinking, I mean, I guess I always say whenever people ask me where I would like to go, especially as a group with friends or something like that, I always just say the same thing, which is houseboating, like somewhere down in a lake in maybe the Midwest or the South, like the Ozarks or something. But there's questions asking about a dream vacation, I guess. So thinking a little bigger, like, I don't know, probably like Philippines or like Bali or something like that. Or if I could have a dream complete fantasy vacation, I would love to space travel. But,
Bali's where all the hip like trust fund Instagram idols go to vacation.
Right, all your influencers. And
I guess just like an Asian country, like it seems like they have the best food, most interesting things to discover in that manner. I've already been to Japan, but I guess if we're talking just like we can pick and choose the friends that go with us, then I guess do that again. But like everybody's there.
Well, would you rather do that than Ireland?
Yeah.
You sure? Oh, okay. All right. I figured you'd say Ireland.
I like Ireland in some respects better, but it's just more interesting. Japan, like it's just way more.
Yeah, it's more foreign.
Ireland is like cool because like you can speak the language and the people are cool, and it's just like different but not that different. You get good scenery and it's like fun, but like Japan's just like a different. Like if you're gonna go somewhere and you're gonna like spend the money and time to have a different trip, it's just 200% different than where you're already at.
Yeah.
But you can still manage with like English. Just like they don't speak English, but a lot of them can. It's like you can get by. But in the meantime, it's like completely foreign and just like unique every time you turn the corner. So that's what I've done. And that's the experience I had with like the few people who were just I guess do it again, different areas with everyone.
Into the unknown, into the unknown, into the unknown. Get him more mead.
I'm just